Ever wondered how to stay calm in stressful situations? In our fast-paced world, stress seems to be an inevitable part of life. But let's not forget, we hold the power to control how we react to it. Welcome to Mastering Calm, Defuse button pushers with these super skills. Throughout this video, we'll explore the importance of maintaining calm in the face of stress and provocation. Together, we'll delve into understanding our triggers, those pesky situations or people who seem to know just how to rattle our cage. We'll discover how simple breathing techniques can help to lower our stress levels almost instantly. We'll develop emotional agility, enabling us to navigate through our feelings rather than getting swept away by them. We'll learn assertive communication techniques to express our needs without escalating conflict. And lastly, we'll adopt new perspectives to handle provocations, transforming our reactions into our superpower of serenity. So, are you ready to master the art of calm? Let's dive in. First things first, understanding your triggers. So what exactly is a trigger? Well, in the context of emotional responses, a trigger can be any situation, conversation, person, or even a seemingly insignificant event that sparks an intense and often uncontrollable emotional reaction within us. These reactions can range from anger and frustration to anxiety and panic attacks, and they can quickly consume us if we don't know how to handle them properly. But why does this happen? Why do certain things cause such strong reactions? The answer lies in our brains. Our brains are hardwired to react to perceived threats. This is a survival mechanism, folks, and it's been with us since the dawn of humankind. When we encounter a trigger, our brain perceives it as a threat and sends out an alert, causing us to react emotionally. The challenge here is that not all triggers are actual threats. Some are just perceived threats, born out of past experiences or deep-seated fears. And this is where the importance of understanding your triggers comes into play. Understanding your triggers is like having a roadmap to your emotions. It allows you to see where your reactions are coming from and why they are so intense. It's like having an emotional compass guiding you through the maze of your feelings. But how do you identify your personal triggers? Well, self-awareness is key. Pay attention to situations or people that cause you to react strongly. Ask yourself, what is it about this situation or person that is causing me to feel this way? It could be a certain phrase someone uses, a particular tone of voice, or maybe even a specific place. Keeping a journal can be a great help in this process. Write down your experiences and your reactions to them. Over time, you'll begin to see patterns, and you'll be able to identify your triggers more easily. Once you've identified your triggers, it's important to dig a little deeper. Ask yourself why these particular things trigger you. This will often lead you back to past experiences or deep-seated fears. Understanding the root cause of your triggers will give you a clearer picture of your emotional landscape and will help you to navigate it more effectively. Remember, triggers are not inherently bad. They are simply indicators, signposts pointing to areas within ourselves that need attention and care. By understanding our triggers, we can transform our reactions from knee-jerk responses into conscious choices. We can choose to respond rather than react, and in doing so, we can regain control over our emotions. I know it sounds a bit daunting, right? But trust me, it's not as hard as it seems, and the rewards are well worth the effort. By understanding your triggers, you're empowering yourself. You're taking the first step towards mastering your emotions and maintaining your calm in stressful situations. Remember, the first step to controlling your response is understanding your triggers. You've got this. Now let's move on to the next super skill, breathing techniques. Now that we've understood our triggers, let's move on to something we do every day, breathing. In the midst of chaos, there's a simple yet powerful tool we often overlook. It's as natural as the air around us, and it's happening right now, breathing. It's more than a mere bodily function. It's a bridge between our mind and body, a key to unlocking calmness within us. So, let's delve into the art of controlled breathing to manage stress and maintain tranquility. The beautiful thing about breathing is its simplicity. Yet when harnessed correctly, it can become a potent weapon against stress. Controlled breathing helps slow your heart rate and lower blood pressure, creating a feeling of calm and aiding in stress reduction. It's like flipping a switch in your body, from stress to serenity. Now, let's explore some easy yet impactful breathing techniques that can be your sanctuary in stressful situations. First up, we have the 4-7-8 technique. This method is as straightforward as it sounds. You inhale for a count of 4, hold your breath for 7, and exhale slowly for 8 counts. This technique is a natural tranquilizer for the nervous system, helping you regain control when things seem chaotic. Next, we have box breathing, also called square breathing. Picture a box in your mind. Now breathe in for a count of 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, and wait for another 4 counts before your next breath. This method is famous among athletes and performers for its calming and centering effects. Lastly, we have the belly breathing technique. This method involves deep, slow breaths, allowing your belly to rise as you fill your lungs with air, and then slowly letting it deflate as you exhale. Belly breathing is known for its powerful calming effects, taking you from a state of high stress to relaxation. Each of these techniques has its own charm, but the common thread is control. You're taking control of your breath, and in turn taking control of your stress. It's about becoming present, focusing on the here and now, and not letting the chaos of the outside world disturb your inner peace. Remember, these techniques are not just for the tough times. Incorporate them into your daily routine. Make them a part of your lifestyle. The more you practice, the more natural they become, and the easier it will be to tap into their calming effects when you need them most. And before we forget, it's not just about the techniques, it's also about the mindset. As you breathe, imagine the stress leaving your body with each exhale and serenity flowing in with each inhale. Visualize calmness. Embody it. Breathing right can be your immediate escape route from stress. Practice these techniques regularly, and remember, you have the power to transform your reactions into your superpower of serenity. Next up, we're going to talk about emotional agility. Picture this: you're a surfer, riding the waves. The sea is your emotions, unpredictable, powerful, and ever-changing. To stay on your surfboard and ride the waves, you need agility. Similarly, in life, to manage our emotions effectively, we need what we call emotional agility. So what exactly is emotional agility? It's the ability to navigate our thoughts and feelings with a mindful, values-driven approach. It's about acknowledging our emotions, understanding them, and then using that understanding to guide our actions towards our values and goals. It's not about suppressing negative emotions or chasing positive ones, but rather it's about accepting all emotions as a natural part of life. Now, why is emotional agility significant? Imagine trying to navigate through a dense forest without a compass. It's easy to get lost, right? That's how it is with our emotions. Without emotional agility, we can easily get lost in our feelings, reacting impulsively rather than responding thoughtfully. Emotional agility serves as our compass, helping us navigate through the forest of our emotions, guiding us towards thoughtful responses rather than impulsive reactions. Emotional agility also helps us build resilience. By helping us understand and manage our emotions, it allows us to bounce back from challenging situations. It provides us with the tools to face adversity head-on, to learn from our experiences, and to grow as individuals. Let's talk about how we can develop this super skill. The first step is to practice mindfulness. Being mindful means being present in the moment, acknowledging our emotions without judgment. It's about noticing our feelings, not labeling them as good or bad. Remember, emotions are just information. They are signals telling us about what's going on inside us and around us. Next, we need to step out from our emotions. Just as a painting is more than just a single brushstroke, we are more than just our emotions. We need to understand that we are not our feelings. We experience emotions, but they do not define us. This understanding helps us create a space between us and our feelings, allowing us to respond rather than react. Then comes the part of understanding our emotions. What are they trying to tell us? Are they pointing towards something we value, or are they warning us about something? Understanding our emotions helps us make sense of them and use them as a guide to navigate through life. The final step is to align our actions with our values. Once we understand what our emotions are telling us, we need to act upon that understanding. This means taking actions that are in line with our values, even if they are uncomfortable. It's about doing what matters to us, not what's easy. Emotional agility is like a muscle. The more we use it, the stronger it gets. It requires practice, patience, and persistence, but the rewards are immense. It leads to better mental health, improved relationships, and a greater sense of well-being. This journey of emotional agility isn't always easy. There will be times when we stumble, when we fall. But remember, it's not about being perfect. It's about being aware, being understanding, and being kind to ourselves. It's about learning from our experiences and growing from them. Emotional agility is a powerful tool. Use it to navigate through your emotions, not be ruled by them. Let's now explore a key skill, assertive communication. Imagine you're in a conversation and you're starting to feel your buttons being pushed. Your heart rate is increasing, your palms are getting sweaty, and you're on the verge of saying something you might regret later. This is where assertive communication comes into play. It's a tool that can help you express your feelings and needs calmly and respectfully, even in the most challenging situations. Assertive communication is about speaking up for yourself in a way that is open, honest, and respectful. It's about expressing your thoughts and feelings without infringing upon the rights of others. It's not about winning an argument or getting your way. It's about making sure your voice is heard and your needs are considered. Now, you might be thinking, isn't that just being aggressive? Not at all. Aggression and assertiveness are on opposite ends of the communication spectrum. Aggression is about forcing your viewpoint on others without regard for their feelings or perspectives. It can lead to tension, resentment, and conflict. On the other hand, assertiveness is about mutual respect. It's about expressing your viewpoint while also being open to hearing and understanding others. It fosters healthy, productive conversations and relationships. So, how can you practice assertive communication? Here are some tips to get you started. First, use I statements. Instead of saying, "you make me feel," say, "I feel." This focuses the conversation on your feelings and experiences rather than blaming or criticizing the other person. It also helps to prevent the other person from getting defensive, which can escalate the situation. Second, practice active listening. This means not just hearing the words the other person is saying, but truly understanding their perspective. Show empathy, ask clarifying questions, and give feedback. This shows the other person that you value their viewpoint and are willing to have a balanced conversation. Third, express your needs clearly and directly. Don't beat around the bush or expect others to read your mind. If you need something, say it. If something is bothering you, express it. This reduces misunderstandings and helps ensure your needs are met. Fourth, maintain a calm and steady tone. Your tone can either diffuse or ignite a situation. If you're calm and steady, it's more likely the other person will be too. If you're agitated and loud, it's likely the other person will respond in kind. Fifth, respect the other person's rights and feelings. Remember, assertive communication is about balance. It's not just about you getting your way. It's about both you and the other person feeling heard and respected. Finally, practice, practice, practice. Assertive communication is a skill, and like any skill, it takes time and practice to master. Start with small, low-stakes conversations and gradually work your way up to more challenging ones. Over time, you'll become more comfortable and confident in expressing your needs and feelings assertively. Remember, the goal of assertive communication is not to win arguments or dominate conversations. It's to express your feelings, needs, and viewpoints in a way that respects both you and the other person. It's about creating a balanced dialogue where both parties feel heard, understood, and valued. Assertive communication is about balance. Express yourself, but also respect others' viewpoints. Finally, let's talk about the power of perspective. Perspective is like a kaleidoscope, a simple twist, and the whole picture changes. It's the lens through which we view the world, and it significantly influences our reactions to stress and provocations. Imagine you're in a traffic jam, late for an important meeting. Your heart pounds, your palms sweat. For most of us, this is a stressful situation. But let's try a shift in perspective. Instead of seeing it as a stressful situation, see it as an opportunity to listen to your favorite podcast or audiobook. But how do we adopt these new perspectives? First, let's begin by acknowledging that our initial perspective isn't the only one. Every situation has multiple angles. It's like looking at a sculpture. From one side, it may look like a rabbit, but turn it around, and it could look like a duck. So when you're in a stressful situation, remind yourself that there's more than one way to see it. Second, practice empathy. Try to understand the situation from other people's perspectives. Say, you have a disagreement with a colleague. Instead of sticking to your point of view, try to understand theirs. This doesn't mean you have to agree, but understanding where they're coming from can help diffuse the tension. Third, cultivate an attitude of curiosity. Instead of reacting immediately to a stressful situation, pause and ask questions. What's another way to see this? What can I learn from this? How can I grow from this experience? These questions can help you shift your perspective and respond more calmly. Finally, practice gratitude. It sounds simple, but it's a powerful tool in shifting our perspective. When we're stressed, we often focus on what's going wrong. But if we take a moment to appreciate what's going well, we can shift our focus from the negative to the positive. So, the next time you're in a stressful situation, remember the power of perspective. Remember that you have the ability to shift your viewpoint, to see the situation in a new light. Remember that by changing your perspective, you can transform a stressful situation into an opportunity for growth and learning. In the grand scheme of things, it's not the situation itself that causes stress, but how we perceive it. And the beauty of perspective is that it's entirely within our control. We can choose to see a traffic jam as a stressful hindrance, or we can choose to see it as an opportunity to learn something new. Adopting new perspectives isn't always easy, it takes practice. But like any skill, the more you practice, the better you get, and the payoff is worth it. By shifting our perspectives, we can navigate through life with more calmness and serenity. Change your perspective, change your response. It's that powerful. So that brings us to the end of our journey. We've traveled together through the terrain of understanding triggers, those pesky button pushers that can stir up a storm within us. We've learned how to recognize them, to step back and observe instead of reacting impulsively. Then we ventured into the realm of breathing techniques, exploring these simple yet powerful tools that can anchor us in the present moment, helping us to regain control over our emotions. By harnessing our breath, we can effectively diffuse tension and cultivate a sense of inner tranquility. We've also embarked on a voyage of emotional agility, learning how to navigate our feelings with grace and resilience. We've discovered that emotions are not our enemies, but our guides, and by understanding them, we can respond more effectively to life's challenges. Next, we delved into the art of assertive communication. We've learned how to express our needs and boundaries clearly and respectfully, without aggression or passivity. This skill enables us to maintain healthy relationships, even in the face of conflict or disagreement. Finally, we journeyed into the world of new perspectives, understanding that our viewpoint can dramatically influence our reactions. By consciously choosing a more empowering perspective, we can transform potentially stressful situations into opportunities for growth. Each of these areas is a significant piece of the puzzle in mastering calm. The key is to practice these skills regularly, integrating them into your daily life. With consistent practice, you'll find that you're better equipped to handle life's provocations with grace and serenity. Remember, mastering calm is not a destination, but a journey. It's about continuous learning, growing, and evolving. It's about transforming every provocation into an opportunity to practice your super skills. So keep practicing and transform your reactions into your superpower of serenity.